Hey, all you freaks and geeks out there in podcast land. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Greenbelt Botanicals. Greenbelt Botanicals is a locally owned and operated CBD dispensary based out of Austin, Texas. I've been opening up my day every morning with a couple of drops of CBD tincture underneath the tongue, and it's been doing me wonders throughout my day. Also, I've been starting my dog's day off with some CBD treats just for them, and they're loving the way they taste, and they're looking forward to their CBD dog treats every morning. With that said, be sure to stop in to one of 3 brick-and-mortar Greenbelt Botanicals locations in the Austin area. There's their South Lamar location, their West Gate location, and their West Lake location. Or, if you can't make it in store, check them out at greenbeltbotanicals.com. And while you're there, checking out all the CBD things they have, the tinctures, the edibles, the flowers, the pre-rolls, everything they got, make sure that you use the official Greenbelt Botanicals Freaks and Geeks promo code FOOTDOCTOR15. That's all caps, FOOTDR15. Again, for you there in the back, all caps, FOOTDR15. And you're going to receive 15% off at checkout. That's greenbeltbotanicals.com, based out of Austin, Texas. And now, on to the show. Wednesday, September 23rd. Welcome to another episode of the Doctor's Orders podcast with the 512 Foot Doctor. I'm your host, the 512 Foot Doctor. If you are a turning freak or geek, I want to thank you very much for your continuous support. Be sure to subscribe and rate the podcast. And if you're new, you are now a freak or geek joining us for the first time. So welcome. I hope you enjoy the ride, and please also like and subscribe as well on any podcast platform that you can find me. All right, not me, this podcast, that you can listen to us, listen to the guests that I interact with and that I bring in and want to get their stories throughout the airwaves and stories across the great state of Texas and even the country and even outside crossing the waters of the United States, going into all across the world. With that said, I took a different approach on this week's podcast. I needed the individual I needed to call upon to take place of episode number 4 was he's not in the state of Texas. He's out in the state of New York. He's out. He's somewhere in an undisclosed underground bunker of love in Brooklyn. He's starting he's venturing into a new segment of life, a new segment of fatherhood in his life, and we'll break into that. But it's a new thing, a new approach. We're going to be doing a lot more of these Zoom podcasts, these Zoom calls, these Zoom interviews, just so we can reach more people out there, freaks and geeks, and just so we can get more stories told and just more connections made out there in this podcast journey. This podcast about life and when it goes up and when it goes down. With that said, I do want to share. You can find this podcast now has an official Instagram page, the Doctor's Orders Podcast Instagram page. So please go check that out. Go follow that page. And I myself, I just got an Instagram page as well. It's a new thing, so please go throw a couple of follows there and support the 512 Foot Doctor. Also, don't forget about that Greenbelt Botanicals promo code. Utilize that. Go in store. We're doing big things. We got big things planned for the future, and we got a couple of great events coming up. But make sure you go in there. If you can make it in store, go check out what they got. They got 3 beautiful stores. If you can't make it in store, hit up that the 3 W's with the dot, greenbeltbotanicals.com, and utilize that promo code FOOTDOCTOR51 for 15% off checkout. With that said, my guest here, we have a long-standing running. I just realized that we've been acquaintances, we've been buddies for going on 11 years now. He was one of the first individuals I met when I got to the University of North Texas, the dorm Bruce Hall. I believe it was the A100 Hall. Shout out A100. But this individual, just really stood the test of time with me, and really just, I really appreciate his companionship. I really appreciate everything he's exposed me to. I've had the liberty of my wife and I traveling down to NYC and checking him out, hanging out with I believe his fiance at the time, now wife. Who's also now a mother, a new mother, and he is a new father. So congratulations to both of you on that. But without further ado, I want to dive right into the podcast, dive right into this audio engineer that currently works in the Lower East Side of Manhattan at Eastside Sounds Studio. So check that out as well. Once again, here we are going to dive in. Episode number 4 with the great Duff Harris. Happy belated Rosh Hashanah, everybody. We'll check you out on the tail end of this podcast. I hope you enjoy.
Now, like I'll because I love tellies, I love the sound of tellies, but I feel like they're so much harder to play than a Jazzmaster.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, maybe it's just me, but
no, yeah. I hear you, man. But let me run down some. Did you get the talking points?
Yeah.
What do you think about them?
Yeah, I think it sounds cool. Hit me with whatever.
Do I need to review on them, or you're cool with all?
I'm cool to talk with anything. I think. I mean,
hell yeah, man.
My agent says there are a couple of points that I can't talk about, but
yeah, you keep those to yourself. That's that black tape, but for sure, that is black tape.
I am cool with anything.
Are you sipping on anything right now, or is that just water? Right there?
Just heroin.
Oh, nice.
Just water.
Sister morphine. I hear you, bro.
Yeah, just water and nicotine gum.
Let me do this little thing real quick, and then we'll talk about
go for it, man.
Nicotine.
Was that crack?
Straight up.
Man. In my neighborhood, this guy's been pushing crack, and fuck, man, that stuff's good. I need to start selling some of it. The problem is, it's so good, I'm worried I'm just going to use it all and stop selling it, but just try and supply my own habit.
And that's humor, ladies and gentlemen. That's humor. He's Duff Harris is joking.
Do you really? Sure. You don't have to preface everything with humor. I mean,
I hope they get it. Because I mean, I got to cater to.
I'm not talking about killing a congressman. I'm talking about fucking
some crack.
doing crack. Yeah,
simple
not a big
crack.
deal.
You know,
this isn't the '80s anymore.
Yeah. We know about it now. Just put it in the microwave.
Yeah, crack's cool.
Hit start.
Right.
And then you're on the party train for sure.
Right, some baking soda, you're all good.
Mm-hmm. It's all going to end up the same way. You'll get a nice little say? Rock, I guess that's something.
Right. Well, I saw this guy once who I guess he kept the rock of crack in his mouth or something.
That's what they do for the sales. For the sales for during the sale. Do you want to know why?
To keep it wet?
No, but it's so they can swallow it when Johnny Law comes around busting heads.
But then doesn't it get it all doesn't it dissolve or doesn't it get all fucking
it's usually
gross?
It's usually in a bag, I believe.
Oh,
and I'm not talking
this dude literally pulled a fucking crack rock out of his mouth and put it in a pipe and smoked it.
Oh,
and I was isn't that gonna fucking that was
I don't know about that. Maybe on the dealing perspective, yeah, I know about the whole mouth thing and the swallowing of it. And then
that makes sense, I guess, if you had to.
Yeah. Huh. But on the storage, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, that's weird. I was I don't know. It looked like he pulled out a tooth. It was really strange.
Maybe he was just sucking on it for, protein and then
his lucky crack rock or something.
Put it to work at the end of the night or something like that. I don't know. Crime doesn't pay. Yeah. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was bizarre. Never Sorry.
Where'd you see this at?
Oh man, never get in a car at 3 a.m. with a guy that you don't know who smokes crack. That's all I have to say about that.
The cab driver?
No, I just got in some guy's car at 3 a.m. I forgot why. I think I was trying to buy some weed or something.
Yeah.
I was bored out of my mind, and I'm in the middle of Houston,
When was this?
God, I had to be like, I think I was home from college, maybe. So it was maybe 18 or 19.
Harris County.
I was young. Yeah, I mean, it's like right in the middle of downtown Houston.
River Oaks, right?
No, but it was close-ish. I don't know.
River
Not
Smokes?
that nice, but yeah, River Smokes, exactly. And I'm like, it's like the middle of an intersection. I see some guy, like, I think he was there tossing out newspapers for the next day. It was like 3 a.m. or something.
Yeah.
So he was putting out newspapers for the next day. And I just asked him, because he just seemed like some regular dude. And I said, like, hey, man, you know where you can buy, like, weed around here? And he goes, let me go check. And he, like, goes over, and I figured,
Let me go to the back. Let me go to the back.
Well, he's like, oh, come with me. And so it's like a parking lot. So I figure, whatever. It's an empty parking lot, but, like, I'm not worried. So I go with this guy to this truck, and I see in his truck, there's another guy in the truck sitting there, and in the back seat's an old woman just sitting in the back of this truck, like an old woman. And I was like, what the fuck's going on? And so he's like, oh, man, I just texted a guy. Get in. We'll get you something. And I'm just like, this is weird. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I don't know why, but I'm just like, okay. So I got in, and he's like, oh, you got money? And I'm like, yeah, I got like $40, like, you know, enough to buy a little bit of weed.
Yeah.
And so he drives me to like the middle of fucking nowhere. Jeez. And on the way, he's like, his friend's like, oh man, let's wake up. And I keep hearing them saying that. And I'm like, what are they talking about? And he's like, no, not with the kid here. And I got to be honest, like they were actually really cool to me. Like they were real nice. And then finally I was like, what are you talking about?
And the kid is in reference to you?
To me, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then finally, they said
I thought there was a baby in the car or something.
No, no, it was like this fucking old woman. She had to be like 100 years old. She was ancient. Who turned out to be their mother, was sitting in the back seat. And I'm like, you guys are out at 3 a.m. And they're like, yeah, man, like it's a good time to be out. And finally, like the guy starts smoking a crack rock, and I'm like, holy shit, because I'm like, yeah, it's cool, man. Do what you got to do. It's your car. Yeah. And so the guy in between me, and it's like a regular truck, so I'm like squished over on the side. And this guy in the middle, and the guy in the middle is like fucking. No, I guess it had another. Oh,
because the mom is in the back, right? In the back.
Yeah, and so this guy in between me and the driver starts smoking a crack rock. Oh man! And that's when he pulled it out of his mouth and started smoking it. And then he hands it to his mom, who hits the crack rock. And then she hands it to the driver, who hits the crack rock. Jeez. And when the driver hits it, that's when I'm like, oh fuck, this is scary. Shit. So I tense up. Yeah. And as we're driving, like finally we get off the highway, and I'm thinking, thank God, like at least we're not gonna go through a telephone pole or something. Yeah. And he like flies up to this car, slams on the brake, and I guess something with crack fucking disorients you to the point where he almost like hit this car and thought it was like coming at him or something. I don't know. I got a real paranoid. And so they brought me to this dude's house, and they got me. The guy just went in and he handed me a big bag of swag, and I was like, "Yeah, it's fine with me. Like, thank you." Didn't rip me off. Didn't fucking murder or rape me. It was good enough. And they brought me all the way back to where I was at the corner, and they dropped me off, and they were just smoking crack the whole time. And the old lady was talking about like, oh, one time I stayed up for 8 days straight. And I'm like, Jesus, I guess a meth binge or something.
That's almost a week.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's crazy.
Anyway.
Man.
I don't know.
Well, it sounds like no, that's a great story. It sounds like they got good customer service for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
In the crack market, not it's just crack transportation or something like that.
Right.
Crack air, we'll get you there.
Yeah, that's only in Houston, man. People will be so cool enough to like bring you along and help you buy weed while smoking their crack rocks and not rip you off, which is kind of nice. It's a Southern hospitality.
It's a perk. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Damn, what was I gonna say based off? Oh, did you ever, when you were living there, did you ever go, or was the Laugh Stop there in your time?
Laugh Stop. It might have been, but I was probably too young to know about that. I started going to comedy shows really here in the city, like
the Cellar.
The Cellar, yeah, Cellar's great.
That's great, man. Who have you seen there?
Oh, I saw David. David Tell's there like every fucking day. I think he just lives there. Yeah, I think he just rents a room in the back, and they pay comes out when he feels like it. Yeah,
for sure.
David Tell.
You seen Louis? You ever seen Louis?
No, this was before Louis fucked up.
Yeah,
but I never saw him there. And who did I see? I've seen a couple good people. I saw Jimmy Carr there.
Oh, okay.
I was in the bathroom while he was taking a piss, and I'm just like sitting there thinking, why the fuck is Jimmy Carr here?
Up,
you know him?
No, I don't.
He's an English comedian, and so it was really weird. Like he's a famous British comedian.
Yeah,
and he's known for one-liners and stuff, and he's also known for like shit talking the audience.
Yeah,
So it was really a bizarre clash of cultures to see him.
for
like,
sure.
Because his whole thing is like some guy in the audience will be like, "Oh, fuck you, fag," and he'll be, or I guess in more an English accent. I don't know why I always default to New Jersey. Like, fuck you, you fag. And then he'll come back at them like, "Oh, like your mother did," or whatever, like that kind of ooh humor, like a good
crowd
comeback.
Work. Definitely
But the thing is, in New York, people are trained not to and titter. Like it's like such bad etiquette that nobody does it. And so he's like kind of edging the audience on. He's like, and he's like, "Who in here is a nurse?" And people aren't even raising their hands. And I'm just like, "Oh, this is uncomfortable to watch him bomb and he's so funny." Yeah. But it's for American audiences. It's tough. I don't know.
It's a tough crowd.
Yeah, because he does like one-liners and like I don't know. It's just very British humor. It was just surprising to see him there.
And a lot of people here don't get that, man, for sure.
I guess. I don't know. And like, it was just
or don't appreciate it.
Yeah, it was bizarre. And I think I saw Todd Barry. He was good.
Crazy. You ever seen Ari Shaffir up there?
No, that'd be cool though. I like him.
Yeah, he's a wildcat. He's a wild man. For sure. Wildfire.
I like him. He's funny.
For sure.
Yeah, he's not afraid.
No.
Nice. It's got to be tough now. I don't think I've been to a comedy show even since all this, culture shit happened, and everything's changed a bit.
I've played like 2 little jams, and when I say jams, it was just like in the back of like a Cajun joint.
Like performing though, not doing comedy, right?
No, performing.
Oh,
I'd like to produce 60 seconds, but that's just that's here and there, But I think I could.
What do you mean produce 60 seconds?
60 seconds of comedy, 60 seconds of jokes.
Oh, okay.
A little.
Oh, that's cool. Did they do a thing like that? Like where you go on for 1 minute?
That does exist. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Wow.
Yes. I can.
That's kind of cool.
And I hate to do this because I always plug this guy. Fuck. I'll do it. I always plug this guy. No, let's do it. Let's do it.
You don't have to. Do you have like You said you had sponsors. Do you have like what? Like Dollar Shave Club or something?
No, but we got a Greenbelt Botanicals. It says Greenbelt Botanicals out of Austin, Texas, local CBD company.
Wow, that's cool. How'd you hook that up?
For sure, man.
Are you allowed to talk about it?
Yeah, I can talk about it. They were looking for individuals, and I said, "Hey, man, let's." I raised my hand and I said, "Me," and then
and they sell CBD.
They sell CBD, but it's the future of hemp in Texas, and as soon as somebody does something,
it's a nice starting point. But I mean, have you ever you've taken CBD, right? Have you ever noticed? I mean, anything like I've taken it a bunch of times, but I haven't ever felt anything.
In what forms have you taken it?
I took. It was big here for a little while, so you could buy it even in coffee shops. Like people, I had a coffee.
Yeah, I've had the
with
coffee
CBD
one.
in it. I had caramel with it in it. I went to Denver and smoked a joint with CBD in it.
Yeah, the joint's not bad. The joint puts you more.
I liked it. It tasted good.
Yeah, the joint delivers more than I feel the CBD in the coffee.
I just didn't notice anything ever except like the joint. I'm like, nah,
oh yeah,
not at all.
What I do notice, I have a topical, a little lotion. And
really?
Like say I get I don't know, what do they call it, a boo-boo or some shit, muscle strain, or I use it for muscle strains. Wow. And I'll put it on there, and I don't know, it's either
that's cool.
What the hell is that called?
Placebo effect,
or Mandela effect, and which I think I get some results out of it.
That's when you take it and you feel like you're Nelson Mandela, right?
Yeah. That one, that effect. Not the traditional one. But that's on the topical level. Now, when it comes to like direct ingestion, I've had gummies, and they weren't bad. But again, for myself,
I had a bunch of gummies once. They said like eat 2, and I ate the whole packet.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna see if it works. And
for sure. But I mean, like I think it's so reduced. It's not like the. Excuse me. What it does is, I mean, it's not the party starter, you know what I mean? It's but on the THC spectrum, you pop 600-800 milligrams, you're gonna definitely go through.
I couldn't do that. I went to Colorado for a bachelor party, and at the end of 2009, my friend's bachelor party. Dang. And and I'm like, why Denver? Like, why do you guys want to go to Denver for a bachelor party? I'm like, it's not known as like the stripper capital of the world.
Did you fly there?
Flew there.
All right.
Before all this shit, before COVID. And I'm thinking like, why are we going to Denver? And then I realized like, oh, they just want to smoke some weed, I guess.
Yeah.
And so it was cool. You go and like there's a dispensary. There were 2 dispensaries across the street from each other.
Yeah.
On the same block. And so we go down and we, you stand in line and you buy fucking weed at over the counter. It was bizarre.
Yeah. Crazy.
But I brought some back. I took some with me to the airport.
You were successful in doing that?
Yeah, well, I thought I filled my bag with like I got some gummies that I wrapped them up really tight and put them inside my toiletry kit.
Yeah.
And then I got a bottle of this stuff called Granddaddy Perp, which holy fucking shit, it is insane.
Yeah.
Like me and some friends of my wife's, over Thanksgiving, we actually had like a cap full and we put it in some sparkling water. And it's
this was
fake
like
grape flavored stuff.
What? Oh, that's crazy.
And one capful, and then like a couple hours later, we're playing a game or something. I didn't notice shit.
Yeah.
And so I was like, anybody want some more? And like me and a couple other girls, and we're like, yeah, let's do one more capful.
Yeah.
2 hours later, 3 hours later, still nothing. And so I figured, whatever. Like maybe I'm just a little tipsy from the wine or something. Maybe it's the THC.
Yeah.
And so they go home, and I'm sitting on the couch, and I was so uncomfortable that I had to take a Valium. I'm like, I can't do this. Like, I just can't.
I hear you.
And it's one of those things where you're like, I would rather jump out of my window now and kill myself than fucking endure this. Like it was rough. And so I took a Valium and just blacked out. And the next thing I remember, I woke up and it was gone. Or it was all, it was hazy, but it was better.
At least you didn't call the cops on yourself or
call the
ambulance on yourself.
Thankfully, I'm not that fucking retarded. I'm familiar enough with weed not to do that.
For sure.
But when I brought this stuff back, though, I went to the airport and I got through security and like they stopped.
And that was on
bag.
the carry-on? That was on the carry-on?
Carry-on. Yeah, I brought one bag. I'm cheap, so I always just get one bag because I don't want to pay for checking.
No, you're not.
And so
you're not cheap.
I put it in, and so I carry it in, and I see them stop it, and like the lady's looking like this at it, and she just lets it go by, and I thought, holy shit! And so I carry it, and I go out. And then I turn around and I'm waiting for some other friends, and I'm there and I'm looking at all these people go through the security, and you can tell obviously like somebody will go through security and wipe their face, like everybody in fucking Denver's bringing weed back with them to whatever bumfuck part of the country they're from.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was cool though. It was cool.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. What'd you think about that airport?
Oh yeah, it was bizarre. The Illuminati airport.
Yeah,
with
for sure.
With the bizarre paintings and stuff. I had to check it out. So I walked around for a while.
So you've looked into this prior?
Oh yeah. I remember hearing about the Denver airport, so I read up on it before I went, and I was like, I gotta look, and it's weird.
Yeah, for sure. I've never been, but yeah, I've looked up for sure.
I don't believe any of it. I mean, it's a fun conspiracy theory, but like.
There's a lot going on with it. There's a lot going on with it.
There's some weird shit for sure. Oh yeah, that blue horse and
that's creepy. That's creepy for sure.
Well, the guy with a gas mask and a machine gun or whatever with like the children, it's like
that one's obscure. What about the plaque that says this airport is for I don't know. It says New World Order at the bottom of it.
Yes, yeah. Well, technically the it's not the New World Order, but even on money it says what is it, Novus Ordum?
No shit.
In Novus Ordum. Which really just means like the new order and not like a new world order. But I was reading about this the other day. I think it's in Novus Ordo, which is like, because they started the government here and they thought like this is the new way without kings and rulers and individual freedoms and things. So makes sense. But I guess it got distorted into the new world order eventually.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I've never been to that airport. I want to go. I've never been to fucking Colorado.
It was cool. I thought the airport would be creepier than it was, but it's still kind of strange.
But what do you think about the underground trolleys? Did you see the underground trolleys?
No, we took a train though from the airport into the city, and that was kind of cool. Like,
that's
through
cool.
The airport underneath.
That's crazy because that airport's way the fuck out there, right? Isn't like
way out there, and
20-30 minutes away from the city.
I was shocked that like they have a transportation system that good, even that
a direct line to downtown.
You take a thing and it brings you all the way down. It was very cool.
To the mall? Did you go to the mall?
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure we just smoked weed the entire trip.
That's cool. I hear that mall is wacky, but 52nd, 53rd, I don't know.
Oh, really?
Some mall. 18th Street, I don't know.
We went to something that had like a bunch of food shops inside of it.
That was probably it, man. Was it outdoors?
Maybe that was. It was very nice. Like,
Was it outdoors?
No, it was inside.
Oh, okay.
But it was nice. And, the whole time, because, like, I've never had a bachelor party for my wedding. And, I wasn't that keen on having one.
Yeah.
But, I figured for this one, I'm like, all right, let's bring on the strippers. Like, just once in my life, I figured, fuck it, I'll get
the cake,
like, the
cake with the girl.
Yeah, like something. Like, I figured I'll get the real bachelor party experience this time. But
did it go?
Yeah, and like I talked to my friends about it, and they're like, oh, well, we're married. And
we don't really do that.
Oh. Yeah, I know. They're like, we're married. And I'm like, I told my wife beforehand I'd be going to see strippers. I'm like,
a guy could dream. A guy could dream, can't he?
But it's crazy. Like, how fucking weird is your wife that, like, the thought of you going to a strip club bothers her? It's like, I don't know. It's not going further than her just dancing.
Yeah. Have you seen the strip booths where you put the money into like a Coca-Cola machine slot?
No.
And then you get your
woman
dance?
Comes out?
Well, like the woman takes you to the booth, and then you put the duration bill in the slot.
No way.
And then it's just the dance,
Man, that's like the stripper of the future.
Yeah.
It becomes like mechanical. That's kind of bizarre. I don't know. I feel like that's a little sad to me. Like, it's nice when you hand them the money.
Yeah, for sure. Like, or shower them.
Yeah.
I think this is the word you were looking for.
Something. Yeah, shower. I saw a guy literally make it rain once. Actually, not literally, but sort of literally.
Make it rain on the hose?
How would you even say that? It's like he didn't literally make it rain, but he did literally, quote unquote, figuratively make it rain.
Yeah.
Like he actually sprayed $1 bills all over the place. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And it was so many fucking years ago in New York before I was with my wife. And just $1 bills are pouring all over, not over even on the stage, but they're falling on me too, because I'm sitting near the stage with some people.
And this was after college?
No, I think it was during college. It was like my last year. I came to visit New York before I met my wife.
Damn, so you were already like, yo, I'm going to go out there.
I was thinking about New York for sure.
You were always thinking about New York, huh?
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I had like friends of friends, family friends who lived up here, and I thought, I'll go check it out. And they had some business connections, and I was looking around.
I knew you wanted to be out there for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the stuff of legend, I always heard about like, Columbia recording studio. And then sure enough, you come out here and then you realize they've all been shut down for like 30 years.
Yeah.
That was kind of a bummer. I lived on 33rd and 3rd Street, and on 30th was the old Columbia Studio C. So I thought one day, I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to go down there and see it. The old building. It was originally a church, and that's where Kind of Blue was recorded. Mingus, Simon and Garfunkel, Bob Dylan was recorded there, like 3 of his albums. I thought, fuck, I'm going to go see it. And so I go down there, and it had not only closed up, but it was demolished and turned into an apartment building.
Jeez.
So I was like, oh man, that was disheartening. Sad, very disheartening. Yeah. There are no studios in New York anymore that are like, they just don't exist like that, where you could do anything that big. There's maybe one place you could put an orchestra in the city and record them well. It's crazy. New York is just, in terms of
Yankee Stadium.
Studios, it's a shame.
Yankee Stadium.
Yeah. No, it's I mean, especially in Manhattan, there's places, up in Yonkers or whatever, but in the city, prices of rent are so high. Like even Dave Grohl couldn't fucking save that, the Magic Shop. I don't know if have you seen that documentary where he shows, he goes to the studio in the city here and records a song, I think, for his album.
No, I have not seen that.
It was cool. He did this thing where he recorded one song in a different great studio all over the world or some shit. Yeah. Well, one of the places he went was the Magic Shop here in New York. I think it was in I can't remember exactly where. It was near us. It was in downtown area.
Is that a studio or an improv spot?
No, the Magic Shop was a great recording studio. Steve Rosenthal, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm forgetting the right name. But started it, and basically they were told, look, we're going to turn it into condos and shit. We can make more money out of selling, $10,000 rents to people instead of getting your measly, $9,000 rent or whatever it was. Yeah. And so I'm sure it was a lot more than that, but
yeah, it's disappointing as shit though. That's fucked.
Yeah. And so Dave Grohl basically said, look, I will give you $3 million or something. It was a huge amount of money just to keep this studio going. It's a legend in the city. And they said, no, it's worth more to us to demolish this building and turn it into condos.
Yeah, but
That's what's happening to the city. I mean, Avatar was bought up by Berkeley, I guess, and they're shut down.
Yeah.
I did one of the last sessions there. That was so cool before they closed. In the A room, no less. I don't know if do you know Infidels, that album by Dylan?
Yes.
That was tracked there. There's a video on YouTube actually of them.
That's the one with him in the glasses, right? On the cover?
Yeah.
With
At
the little
at the Western Wall in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
And I recorded in that room in the Studio A and it's huge. It's a gigantic room and it's so big. And it was it was like a 2-person date, so it was like 2 people in this middle of this gigantic room.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It was really fun working there. But I think they're still shut down. They were going to shut down for 2 years, and then COVID hit, and so I'm sure it's probably going to be 3 years now.
That's crazy, man. That's
difficult. So
I don't know how. That's on the studio spectrum. Like, I don't even know how the record stores are staying alive. Because now they got
there are no record stores anymore. I mean,
for y'all,
maybe they sell vinyls. Like, occasionally you go to a place that's like, oh, we're quirky because we sell vinyl records, but nobody's fucking buying anything. I mean,
we got a lot of them down here, bud.
Vinyl stores or record stores in general?
Yeah,
they don't sell CDs though, are they? I mean, maybe they sell them, but they're not making bank on CD sales.
No, but the vinyl's definitely popping down here for sure.
Really?
Big.
Yeah, I mean, you get hipsters now and then here that like, I buy vinyl.
But it is coming back. I mean,
really?
Like, I can name off of at least 5 record stores in the Travis County
really
area.
Cool.
Yeah. But this thing, you know what I'm saying? This thing is really fucking with them. That and, Jeff Bezos or the whole digital spectrum.
Shit, I use Amazon Music. I mean, it's great. Yeah. I refuse to do Spotify. I was never wild about it, but Amazon.
The podcast is
I'd rather give my money to a different billionaire.
The podcast is on Spotify. So.
Oh, really?
Spotify people, we're still here for you. We're still here for you. Spotify. I didn't say that.
That's the thing. Now you got to go on Instagram and post a video saying you're sorry or whatever.
Nah, yeah. Did you see Rogan do that? Did you see?
Yeah.
That's sad.
I saw him do that today. I know they fucking cut his balls off so bad.
That's like if Richard Pryor had to come out and apologize.
I know,
especially Red Fox.
Especially a guy like Joe Rogan. His whole thing is he's not going to do that kind of shit, and now he is. And they cut his balls off.
What he apologized for was misinformation, not like
which I get it. Good on him for doing that. I mean, what? This is the first time he said.
It's not like he fucked up and touched somebody or was jerking off in front of a window with kids or something like that.
But like, let's get real. This is the first time he's ever said anything that's misinformed.
Yeah.
I mean, he's built a career on it
for sure.
He's a good man.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he started definitely from the Boston bottom. I feel. He has worked his way up.
He's amazing, phenomenal. I mean, Jesus Christ.
You got to remember, he's proved that fear is not a factor for him. He is. He's done NPR.
Right.
He was like the original, poster boy, ringside guy for fights for UFC.
Well, shit, that's
like
amazing to think that he's been so accomplished in all of that too.
And then he can kill at the Comedy Store at any given night, or
he's very good.
He can sell out any room at any given day.
Yeah. Well, I love the fact that, I mean, I can't believe that he is the founding father of podcasting. It's amazing. Like one day that's going to be just shocking to people that he kind of started doing all that.
Yeah. He could teach a class, man. He could teach a class wherever he wanted to, but he doesn't have to do that type of stuff.
Well, and it's sad too that you turn on network TV, you see Jimmy Fallon or whatever, fucking Seth Meyers. And, they just cannot have normal conversations with people. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy to me that like people don't they see that podcasting is so popular because of people just having conversations?
Yeah.
And so instead Jimmy Fallon rather like play ping pong with with Tom Hanks blindfolded or whatever.
Or do you thank you questions or
I know,
whatever.
And it's like why the fuck are you resorting to these gimmicks? Like, I mean, even if you watch like what's his name? Fucking Steve Allen or I don't know, whatever. Back in the day, it's like they just sit down and they have good conversation.
Well, Carson's dead and I'm not feeling so good myself. You know what I'm saying?
Carson.
Jeez.
I love that like Norm Macdonald joke. Have you heard that one? Johnny Carson's 911 call.
No,
because he died of a heart attack on his boat or something by himself.
Yeah.
And so he claims that like, he does a thing where he says, I'll be Johnny Carson calling 911. And he says, hello, operator. He's like,
hold on. In Norm Macdonald voice or in Johnny Carson?
No, he does a good Johnny Carson. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He goes, I feel like there's a yak on my chest. He pulls the tie or whatever.
Oh, jeez, man, that's.
I mean, shit. That guy's mannerisms are so fucking like copied by everybody. That Bill Maher is basically doing a Johnny Carson impersonation.
I think everybody is at some point in time because he's
like the tie pull. I mean, that's so classic. Like you pull on the tie. You comment that your own joke bombed. I mean, he like started that. It's amazing.
Yeah. Oh man, it's beautiful.
I love I really do love comedy. It's incredible how it's.
I hear you, man. Me
too. Exploded now.
Do you? Well, okay, so based off that love of comedy, I want you to think back. What was your first? Who was your first like stand up that you were exposed to? If you want me to say mine first, I will. But like, who was your first one? I know mine off top.
Sam Kinison.
Hell yeah, man.
I mean, I'm dating myself now. I mean, he's even older than. I mean, he's way before my generation. But I just remember my parents watching him and just thinking like this, like. Even I don't even know what he said when I was a kid, but I just knew he was funny looking at him because he was a big guy screaming. Yeah, and he had this high pitched scream, and he was like angry, and it's just funny, like
all the time.
And like there's all these comedians now. They tell these like they're so into like what is it like confessional comedy or whatever
storytelling.
They tell like I saw this guy at the store, the Comedy Cellar, and I swear he maybe had 3 jokes in his 30-minute routine. And they were all just like these huge stories about like I was in the supermarket at the 12 items or less aisle, and I caught the phone call from my mom to find out she had cancer. And that was the first time I cried. And I'm just like, I don't fucking care about your shitty life. Like, I don't know. Like,
it's like a story with punchlines, but like,
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, I don't know.
I hear you. But okay, so that was yours. The first one for me that I was exposed to was Paul Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah.
I remember this fucking guy sitting in a bowl of macaroni and cheese. I think that's what his album was called, Paul Rodriguez. Macaroni and Cheese.
No way.
Yeah. And I think that was at the Paramount Theater on Congress Avenue in Austin, Texas.
And so you saw him?
No, my parents did. My parents went, and then they put me on to the album, yada, yada, yada. And then I think from there, I don't want to say it skipped to George Lopez, but that was my first exposure to a stand-up guy. But
Paul Rodriguez is great.
I would probably say like my second taste before Adam Sandler would be Jim Carrey.
As a stand-up?
As people know him as
a comic actor, I guess.
Yeah, as a comic actor.
I see. For sure. Oh, okay. Yeah. But what about like as a stand-up, like when you were?
No, I didn't discover that till much later. But the first like.
I don't think I've even seen Jim Carrey's stand-up before. I don't know if I've ever watched it.
It's not bad. He's really impression. He can do he could.
Yeah, I've seen the impressions. That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. The whole Nicholson thing and the whole who else did he do?
His face is just so weird. He can twist it like silly putty.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I hope you're editing this, by the way. You're going to edit this down, right?
I believe so.
I feel like I'm talking so fucking much about nothing that it's like...
No. Oh, okay. I'm not going to edit this, no. Like, if there was a ambulance that drove by right now, I'd take that in. Excuse me, not an ambulance. Out of respect, a cop car, 3 cop cars running down the street with blaring lights, all unmarked as well.
Well, you'll probably hear an ambulance in my place. I'm sure there's going to be one.
Good. Or it's not a good thing, but I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah. Maybe it's a good ambulance. Maybe they're bringing a pregnant woman to give a birth or something.
Yeah, maybe. But let's see. So let me go down.
It's probably not though. It's probably COVID.
Oh yeah. With the stats.
That's crazy. How's that shit going down there, man?
Bonkers, bud. It's kind of bonkers.
Is it bad?
I don't really like to talk about it on this set, but
really?
But for you.
Yeah, I mean, cut it out if you want. I don't care.
No, fuck that. For Happy Gilmore, anything. Okay.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, that's what the dude that's driving the I think it's called the Zamboni when he wants to do the little ice.
Oh,
thing.
right. Like, yeah, that's right. I remember that now.
But it's been very just disorganized. Governors opening, governors closing. Like, we're trying to do it, and they're like, nah, but hey, we fucked up.
I saw they had to close, and everyone was like fuck. Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Has it been bad though? I mean, like, because I keep thinking as soon as it started, I'm like, fuck, I wish I were in Texas. And then when it hit Texas, I'm like, oh, there's nowhere to go. That's when
in the cities for sure, but it's odd. I hear that the hottest spot is a little town on the border, southwest Texas.
Really?
Yeah, it's called on the Mexican side, it's called Piedras Negras, which is black rocks, and on the American side, it's Eagle Pass, Texas. And I hear that motherfucker is like top ranked boxing, high level, the next one to go up against the champ.
Oh wow!
Why
the fuck is that?
Because it's on the look.
So they just don't give a fuck. Or they don't.
That I don't know, but I mean, I do believe you got to take into consideration the border that's right in the town. Like there is a border right in town. You can take this bridge, half of it America, the other half Mexico.
Scary, man.
Yeah.
It was nuts here. I mean, especially when it hit here, because then this was back when nobody fucking believed this was even a thing.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I remember in January, I asked my doctor. I was like, "What is going on with this coronavirus thing?" Because I was fucking worried. I was worried then. I was worried in December when it like first was on, like, you know, you'd hear about it on the news, like, oh, this thing in China, and I'm like, this is not good. And I was working at the studio one night, and I think it was like February, and I remember going in a cab and calling Lou and saying, I'm not coming back, like, for a while. Like, I'm sorry, but I gotta cancel everything. And I actually had a session, and they called me, and I was like praying that they would cancel so I didn't have to. And they called me the night before, and they're like, this isn't gonna happen.
And you canceled out of and it's not like you were out of state. You were across the river, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just going across the bridge, and I'm thinking, like, I'm not coming back to work for a while. And then sure enough, people started. I mean, our own mayor didn't take it seriously. People, now he goes up and he's like, oh, Donald Trump has killed people. But like, if you remember it, him and he and Nancy Pelosi both were like, this isn't really a big deal. Our mayor, if you look it up, it's on Twitter. He said, nobody even thinks this virus is communicable between humans yet. Like, go to Chinese Lunar New Year and celebrate. And we'll be out there with the Chinese community, showing them that we care or whatever. And, and that's good and nice and shit. But of course it's a fucking scary thing. They should have all gone home.
Yeah.
It was bad. And, as soon
as one of our guys, I forget what his role is, but I think it's he goes by Dan Patrick. But I
know Dan Patrick, the dude with the eye, right?
Yeah, that's not his real name. His real name is Danny Gobe. Danny Gobe, you should not go by Dan Patrick anymore, but you got to go by Danny Gobe because that's your real name. But
that's the guy I'm talking about, though, right? With the eye patch?
I think so. No. This is a Texas rep. He doesn't have an eye patch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, he doesn't have an eye patch. But he was like, yeah, if we want our economy to start up, people are gonna have to. Elders are gonna have to die. So like, I'm ready to go. Like, come on, buddy.
Here we had and like one neighborhood away from me, I think it was like 90 seniors died in this retirement home. And, people blame Cuomo for it, but I don't know. I don't know whose fault it was, but I know that these seniors that tested positive for COVID, they allegedly put them back in the home in this place and said, look, you have to take them anyway. We have nowhere else to put them.
Yeah.
And instead of putting them in a hospital like they should have, they put them back in their elder care facility, and they fucking infected everybody.
Yeah.
And a lot of people died. I mean, shit, we had friends of the studio who died this year.
Damn it.
Hal Wilner.
That's horrendous, man. That's
Hal Wilner.
Tragic.
You know him?
Horrible. No, I do not.
He did all the music for Saturday Night Live.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, God, he's the godfather of the tribute album. Like back in the, I guess, late 70s, early 80s, he'd make a tribute album, and he'd get together like some crazy all-star cast of, like, I know he did a Mingus album at the studio in the 90s, and it was Charles Mingus. Yeah. Right. So you think like, oh, he's going to get together a bunch of cool jazz musicians, right?
Yeah.
He got together great jazz musicians, but he also got Elvis Costello and Keith Richards.
Come on, bud.
And no, but it's a great fucking album. It's
so Keith and Elvis were able to like shift into.
Keith Richards played. What was he on?
Keith, I don't want to doubt you. I know you could.
Oh, dude, that album's amazing.
What's it called?
And It stands up to this day. It's called Weird Nightmare.
Weird Nightmare. We're gonna listen to that. Freaks and Geeks, go out there and listen to that. Sorry, Duff. I had to.
Oh, it's so good. It's called Weird Nightmare Meditations on Mingus. Damn. And it's amazing. And Charlie Watts and Keith Richards are on it.
Charlie's there too?
Yeah.
On the set? Oh.
Yeah, and I mean, like, imagine, like, you're doing this, it'd be like saying we're going to do a Mozart tribute with Justin Bieber. Yeah. It's like just like bizarre shit. Yeah. Like, then you would think this is going to be horrible, but it turns out great.
Yeah.
And that was the genius of Hal, I feel like, is he put together these crazy, like, ensembles.
And he was a part of an affiliate of the studio.
Yeah, well, he was a longtime client, and our engineer Mark Urselli, they're doing a posthumous album now. They've been working on it for at least a year or two.
Yeah.
They're doing a tribute to T-Rex, Mark Bolan. You know T-Rex, right? Banging a Gong back in the 70s.
No, I don't know T-Rex.
He was a cool guitar player. He had the long curly hair.
Check it out.
And they did a tribute album to him where it's like Kesha's on it and U2 and Elton John, and it's like it's another one of those things where it's like these crazy, like, diverse ensembles of musicians doing different songs, so their take on something, and it's very cool.
Nothing as good as Dylan's "We Are the World," though.
Oh God, I watch that video
every morning,
at least every other month or so. I watch it, I not only watched him doing that, I watched the rehearsal video too, which is fascinating because, like, he actually does some really cool stuff when he's just rehearsing him and Stevie Wonder playing piano.
He's actually trying.
He's doing, and it sounds cool. And then when he puts on the cans, it falls apart when he sings to track. Yeah, and apparently he is like that, and he talks about it, like, he doesn't want to sing to a fucking track with headphones. He wants to sing with the band in front of him. Yeah, and that's cool. It makes sense.
Hell yeah.
And that's his thing. He can kind of ad lib, but, like,
did you listen to that recent album he dropped? What was that one called again?
What
was that?
I did listen to it. I liked it. It was all right. Yeah. I just I'm glad he's kind of changing a little. Rough and Rowdy Ways.
There we go. Yeah, there was a couple of good tracks on there. I didn't really like the first one, the whole 18-minute one. It's just like, come on. Like,
I know. I'm getting tired of, like, the Dylan epic poems.
Yeah, the epic poem, but yeah, that's a good way to classify it. Or
it's like the Odyssey or something.
Hard, yeah. I was gonna say hard rain, or yes,
right.
Yeah, that's the one, right? Or no, the what's the one? The ships come in. Desolation Row. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. And then Hard Rain's gonna fall, I think. A long one.
Yeah. Well, I think it's hilarious that, like, in the 60s, people thought, like, a 6-minute song, like, that's what you always hear. Like, how could we listen to 6 minutes of music? Yeah. That's funny to me. And it's like,
what do you think about this Sleep Out? Like, the one, I think it's an hour track.
Which one?
It's called Dope Smoker by Sleep. It's like an hour.
Oh, I'm not familiar with it.
You never heard that one? That one's what they call it, Stoner Doom, and it's it's called Stoner Doom.
I gotta check that out
for sure. It's Sleep, and the track is called Dope Smoker. Excuse me, the album's called Dope Smoker because it's one album. You should check that out.
Well, I've seen those people who, like, game Spotify. Have you ever seen that, where they, like, put out an album of silence or whatever, and like each song was, I think it's like a 30-second threshold you have to do to qualify for payments.
Yeah.
So they actually got royalties on this album they put out of like 130-second silent tracks. And they would just, I guess, I don't know how they got people to play it, but it was silent and it would just run through multiple tracks. And they ended up like gaming Spotify for $10,000 and they had to get paid. It was crazy.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. They, cause you get like what, a tenth of a penny per play or something. Yeah. And so
that sounds like the old Office Space scam there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Who will notice?
What is that? Superman 2?
Inadine or whatever.
Superman 2? Inatech.
Right. Inatech. Yeah, exactly. Penny here, a penny there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was like that, and they ended up making like $10,000 off of Spotify plays, and Spotify shut that shit down fast. Like they had to pay them, but after that, they locked down on people trying to game the system like that. That's
crazy. I never thought about that. That's genius. That's half genius.
I always thought about that. Like, wouldn't it be easier? Like, fuck how, your songs could be shit. Like, just make shit songs, like a billion of them, and just put them out, like just throw them out there on Spotify.
Yeah.
Like, or any streaming service. Just put out a ton of fucking mediocre, just anything that comes to your head songs.
And get the likes, get the counts.
Yeah, and just
because you got a shitload.
You put out a million songs. If each one gets played once, you got a million plays.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I forgot. I didn't get to tell you about that live comedy show that occurs every Monday, California Texas time at 11 o'clock. I don't know what time that is for them. I think that's 8 or I don't know. But it's called and I gotta run through this really quick. It's called the Kill Tony Show.
Is this a sponsor?
No. The sponsor of the podcast is Greenbelt Botanicals.
But this is like a plug?
No, this isn't a plug, but I didn't tell you the name of this when we were talking about the live set. So the 60-second set, every Monday night, Tony Hinchcliffe, and he listens to this podcast, Tony Hinchcliffe and Brian Redband, they host a show at the Comedy Store in Cali. And they put names in a bucket. They've got like three regulars, beauties. These are straight beauties. One named William, one named David, and the cleanup, the relief pitcher, the closer, Michael. I won't tell you the last names, but those are the first names of them.
All right.
And the premise is you do 60 seconds and then you get judged on it. And they always have a live band. And they all the same band every week. The Kill Tony band.
Is that? I wonder if that's the same thing I saw. It was like Bill Burr and Dom Irera or something.
Yeah, Dom's been on it. Dom's a beauty. Dom's been
and I remember
on
him like shitting on some guy.
Possibly.
It was hilarious.
Very panel like we have a.
Yeah, he that's fucking
you probably saw
this
it.
Guy once. Oh, it was hilarious.
You probably saw it.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
This guy went up and told a bad joke, and Dom Irera just fucking murdered him.
I've seen Dom do a live set with them in
It was
Austin.
fascinating.
Dom's great.
No shit.
Dom's great. I love Dom Irera. Do
Yeah,
you know he was in Hey Arnold?
No.
Do you know who? Do you remember Ernie? Do you ever watch that show?
Hey Arnold?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I loved it. Yeah.
There's a character named Ernie Potts. I don't know if you remember him. He was he ran the fucking the wrecking ball. I think it's called the wrecking ball. Oh, and that's Dom.
Yeah.
And he also had a one appearance in Seinfeld, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, what was he in Seinfeld? I remember that.
It was a prop. Hey, I'm a prop comic.
Wait, was that him?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Hey, I don't do bits, guy. I'm a prop comic.
Right. All right. That's great. By the way, is it fucking daylight there still?
Yeah, there's a little bit out there, bud.
No shit.
Yeah, you want to see a little bit?
Surprisingly bright. Yeah. I haven't seen the sky in like 8 years here in New York. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's it right there, bud.
That's cool, man. I always it always amazes me. I go to Texas and I'm like, there's a lot of fucking sky.
Yeah, we need you back here, but we need you back a little bit.
I know. I'll be driving down there in a couple of months, I think.
What are you gonna do? You gonna go hang out with the family?
I gotta go see my half sisters in Arkansas because my dad fucking died.
Oh damn! I'm sorry to hear that, but
what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I understand. I'm sorry to hear, but your father was in Arkansas?
Yeah, he was staying there the last few years.
Yeah, and your half sisters there?
Yeah, I got two half sisters. They're like, shit, I don't know how old they are. They're
damn
a
it,
lot older than me.
This ties into the Disney quote. You don't know about this Disney quote because I think this has been occurrence. This is what it's episode Freaks and Geeks. This is episode 4, and dating back to episode 1, we've discussed a Disney quote, the Small World, and the fact that you bring up Arkansas. My wife's mother is from Arkansas.
Oh, yeah, it's a beautiful place.
It's not bad. It's a very dry. It's too dry.
I guess
for me.
certain parts of Arkansas. Yeah.
It's too. If
dry.
The counties.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's fucked. And then
I'm not a big drinker, so it doesn't.
The Walmart presence is like, come on, guys. But
man, up in the Ozarks, fuck, it's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
It can be gorgeous.
It can definitely. We went up to what the hell is it called? The Shaw, and then there was Batesville.
Batesville.
And the Batesville Yard, the newspaper, Batesville Yard. I hear in Batesville they got a buffet KFC.
No way.
Yeah, this is a few years ago. So if you ever go down to Batesville, go to.
I will. I'll make sure to stop there when I scatter my dad's ashes.
It's weird, bud. It's weird. Like to get to Batesville, it's like in a basin, and then you got to like drive down it drive down that fucking thing, and then hit it. It's very similar to. I know there was like a road in GTA 3 like that. I think it was GTA 3.
Really?
Yeah, where you had to go all the way out and like snake in to get down to the bottom. But yeah,
and it reminded you of that.
Yeah, that buffet and the buffet.
I'll check it out. That sounds awesome.
For sure. I've never been there, but it is a fact that it is.
I will make a pilgrimage. I'll make my Hajj to the buffet KFC.
Yeah, I wish, man. I wish. Jeez. Let's see. I want to talk to you. Man, I've got we've covered so much. Here's a random one. Here's a random one right here. The best bagel in the city, dude, or the best food spot.
Best that's spot. Like saying where's the best taco
for you.
I don't know. There's a place near me that's good. I don't know.
Where's your go-to spot?
I'm not one of those like foodie. I mean, I love food. We have places that we're like, oh fuck, this place is great. Let's go there. But like, I'm not like, oh, let's hunt out the best pizza.
Oh no, not the best.
I don't know. There's a good place on Smith Street near me.
What's that?
I mean, Smith Street Bagels.
Smith Street Bagels. Boiling them there? They boiling them there?
I would imagine so. I don't know if there's. I imagine that's like by New York law or something. You have to boil bagels.
I hope so. I would hope so.
I think so.
Or Jewish.
But it's
law,
the water.
Sure.
I mean, it's the water. Though. That's what really does it.
Yeah.
Same for the pizza dough.
Same for the pizza.
Yeah, and I made pizza dough at home. Tasted exactly like the shops, and it's because of the fucking water. I use
y'all's water.
Tap water.
Oh, y'all's water, right?
Yeah, we got great water here. It comes out of the Hudson, and
that's beautiful. Yeah, there's a lot of
north.
Yeah, a lot of bodies in there and stuff like that.
Not the south part of the Hudson. No, not near us. It comes out of the northern part, like out of the mountains.
It's filtered through charcoal.
Water. Yeah, right. Well, we've got a filter in our fridge, but I work for this Jewish guy who he talks about how the water is not kosher in New York because
happy Rosh Hashanah, by the way.
Right. Is it Rosh Hashanah?
It's today, bud. Today.
Oh fuck, really? Yeah, I don't even know. I'm a terrible Jew.
Happy New Year, man. No, don't say that. You're great.
I'm a terrible Jew. I don't do any of that shit. What is it? But yeah, he claims the water here is not kosher because it's got like these little shrimp-like things in it.
Pig like relatives. Krill.
Yeah, right. Little tiny pigs that float in the water.
Floating pigs.
Right. But I don't know. Whatever. I'm like, it's water, man. Like,
yeah.
How many bacteria do you swallow every time you gulp?
That's
crazy.
I don't know. That's crazy. It's so ironic. My wife just texted me a picture of Mr. Softy, and I'm talking to you.
Oh, no shit. We went to Mr. Softy tonight.
I've never had it.
They are harder and harder to find now.
Yeah, I bet.
It's crazy. I got to send you this article about it, but Mr. Softy got pushed out of, like, because you used to go to Central Park, Mr. Softy, the park there, you get a cone.
Any park right there,
anywhere in New York. And then
any park,
all of a sudden, though, you started seeing that, like, it's not Mr. Softy. It's a different, ice cream truck.
I hear they have, 3 guys there.
And it's like a gang. And they get in, baseball bat, fucking fights. And
Warriors.
It's a mob, man. And they pushed Mr. Softy out of, a lot of Manhattan. And so we were surprised. And, my wife won't go anywhere else. She's like, is that a Mr. Softy truck? And I'll say no. And she'll say, sorry, we're not eating it.
Damn, man. The only time when I was up there and my wife, your wife, and myself.
Yeah.
When we went to that.
Wait, you're married now?
Yeah, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Since when?
Sorry, but
I don't know either. But that's because I was playing the guitar.
March.
March. Fuck! Congratulations, 3rd. Man.
Thank
I'm sorry.
You very much. Thank you. No, it's good. But I didn't go out. I didn't jump up out of a window to tell anybody.
Well, that's cool. I respect that.
Last year. March.
How many last year?
Yeah, how many days are in March? 31 or 30? I think it's 30. Yeah, it's 30.
Oh, really?
January, February. No, it's 31. So it would have been March 31st.
Well,
honey, I apologize.
Fuck. Yeah, right. Yeah, you said that's the one fucking day you need to remember.
It's the last day of March, though. The last day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was pretty cool.
What are you drinking there?
This
it's like a Boddington's.
The first one, and this is not a plug, but your host, Freaks and Geeks, the 512 Foot Doctor, tonight was drinking, and as he does every night, I opened up with a little pour of Buffalo Trace,
Ooh,
which I do for every episode to set the mood.
I'm not much of a drinker, but whiskey I will drink.
I only drink this bottle for this show.
Buffalo Trace. Oh, that's cool, man.
And then the daily, or not the daily, because I don't drink every day because I'd be a pig. When I do consume beverages, the go-to is the St. Arnold's Art Car IPA.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff.
And then
I don't know if you can get that up here though. St. Arnold's is hard to find.
Yeah, definitely. The only time I got it up there, I had to take it on my carry-on, and I was out there in Eden and Nathan's, and I brought.
Really?
Brought
cool.
Yeah, that's definitely it. Made
but you got to try Brooklyn Lager.
I did.
Good.
Oh, I love Brooklyn Lager, and I love their IPA. Their IPA slams. But yeah, bad. Brooklyn Lager is great. This is a blind
Deep Ellum.
Blind Lemon out of Deep Ellum, and out of respect for Blind Lemon Jefferson as well. This one's a seltzer.
That's cool.
Nice. So I can keep my girlish figure. It's only 100 calories, 100 calories, and no sugar. The only thing it has is 1 gram of carbs. So in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, this is healthier than a Coke, and I believe
it's like a tab of alcoholic beverages.
Yeah, and I believe it's also healthier than a slice of bread. So
wow, no shit.
Cheers.
That's cool, man. Yeah, cheers.
Happy Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah, happy Rosh Hashanah. I'll give you a cheers here with an empty glass.
But man, I forgot what we were talking about. I think we've talked Dylan. I'm cool with that. We were talking. I don't know how we got on Mr. Frosty, but I did want to go back. Have you been to Corona Park? Did you ever go?
Yeah. I went there actually for that competition we were talking about earlier. That whatever the fuck it was, Miss China or whatever it was. I don't know.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was those cute Chinese girls.
Was that the first time you went?
I think so, yeah. And Lou and me took a car out there, and he was telling me all about how the World's Fair was there and stuff.
Yeah. Did you go see the ruins?
That's why I went. Saucer things.
Yeah, that's why I went.
Is that what it is?
The saucers from Men in Black.
Yeah, that's what I always remember.
There's also like I don't even know how to explain it. It's on the ground, and I can't. It looks like the Astrodome. Not that big. That big. It's very small, but I don't know. The Astrodome visual is the only thing I can relate.
That's cool. I'll have to ask what that is.
Then there's that. They used to have when they had the World's Fair. They had events in there.
Lou told me all about how he's like, I'd skip school every day to go to the World's Fair, and
that's crazy.
It sounds cool. Man. I don't know why they don't do anything like that anymore.
There should be a festival there or a fair there, like a state fair, like the Texas State Fair.
That would be really cool.
And then they have that. I think it's not. No, it's. I was going to say Atlas. It's not Atlas. It's a huge globe, and that's also featured in that movie as well.
Yeah, I always think of Men in Black when I see those saucers. For sure,
it's beautiful. That's why I wanted to go out there just to go see that shit. And
you did. You went there the last time you were here.
And because it was free. I mean, when you cash in on shit like that, come on, man. It's
of course.
Like that shit. They're not gonna knock that down.
That and like the ferry to Staten Island
for sure.
Like that are free.
Yeah, those are essential. Essential. But
it's amazing how much cool shit you can see in the city for free.
Yeah, for free. What's your favorite Jewish meal? When we're just to talk on Rosh Hashanah really quick. What's your favorite Jewish meal?
God,
what do you think? Because I hear there's some like horrendous stuff out there.
There's some very horrendous stuff out there. Actually, though, people give shit about gefilte fish.
Yeah.
Like if you get a good piece of gefilte fish,
you're down with that. That's
not
good.
Bad.
That's good.
Probably latkes. I mean, who the fuck wouldn't like fried potatoes? It's great.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Potatoes and onions
that's
fried.
That's like fucking pierogies for me, but
man, pierogies are the shit.
So you used to practice, right?
Yeah, I mean, sort of. When I was a kid, I had the bar mitzvah. And
who pushed you to do that? Mom or pops? Both?
Neither really. No, my dad wasn't Jewish.
Yeah.
My mom was, which makes me Jewish, I guess. But when I was a kid, I was like, oh, let's go to synagogue and see what it's like. Because I didn't grow up with religion. My dad was an atheist, and my mom didn't really believe in,
Are you are you an only child? I know we did talk to Step. Oh, yeah, I'm an only child. So you were out there, man.
Yeah, and I mean, growing up in Lake Charles, Louisiana, when you say you want to go to synagogue, there's the one that they have downtown. And so apparently it's like the oldest synagogue in the South or something, but it was cool. And, and I kind of liked it as much as a little kid's going to like go into fucking religious services.
Yeah. That's
and
crazy.
Then when I went to Houston, I was like, oh, I'll do the bar mitzvah and all that. And it was a good way to make friends, but
For the
You know.
boggle? Did you get boggle?
I got boggle, yeah. No, but I did get like an art kit set or something, like some paints and stuff. And
you're a man. You're a man, though.
I was a man now. Yeah, I groped a woman. Yeah.
Oh, that's tremendous, man. That's beautiful. So I mean, we really just talked Jewish memories and favorite Jewish meals. So the gefilte fish. You said the gefilte fish, right?
Gefilte fish isn't bad.
Do they fry
it gets a lot
anything?
more. It gets a lot more bullshit. Well, the latkes are fried. Oh yeah, I mean you get a sandwich that's got a schmaltzy sandwich with fucking duck liver in it. Mm.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh yeah, duck liver sandwiches like you
duck
can't get
liver sandwiches. Jeez.
Yeah, or a pastrami sandwich. I mean, those are great. Hard to beat.
Let me ask you this, and I don't have this on my topic. You ever been to a bathhouse over there?
No, I never have.
Never in your life? Bathhouse?
Not a bathhouse. I mean, I've been to like massage parlors and stuff, but never,
but those New York bathhouses are fucking
bonkers, my wife
you know?
went to one. Have you seen You've seen that movie John Wick, right?
I freaks and geeks, don't butcher me. I have not, but I do respect Keanu. I do respect Keanu, and I know that's a
there's like a scene in the first one where they go to this place called like the Red Circle Club or some shit, and it takes place in this beautiful bathhouse with these like baths basically. And my wife had gone to that one that I guess where they shot the movie, and
crazy.
She said it was beautiful.
I don't like darkened waters though, and that's like essentially a bathhouse. I get creeped out.
That's true. I always think of you ever see that movie with Viggo Mortensen?
Which one? Viggo. Yeah, Viggo.
One where he plays the Russian and he like.
Oh, are you talking about hold on.
David Cronenberg movie.
Hold on. It's called History of Violence.
Yeah, no.
History of Violence.
Eastern Promises.
Oh, no, I haven't.
And he plays like this Russian mobster. And anyway, there's a scene in it where he's in this Russian bathhouse and he like kills like 6 guys naked. Like while they're all naked. It's like this weird he wrestles with them and then cuts their throats or whatever.
Crazy.
So that's what I think of like every time if I were ever to go to a bathhouse that I'd be naked and some some crazy Russian guy will be there. And
Viggo's crazy. Do you know he was in Carlito's Way?
No, I didn't know that.
He was.
That's a good film.
That
opening shot is so cool though. When like the camera goes upside down. I remember as a kid watching that and being like, "What?"
It's one of my favorites. I Freaks and Geeks. I'll tell you what, you have to watch. Yeah, I mean, there's the Scarface fans out there.
Like honestly, I don't even remember a lot about that film except for that opening shot.
It's a beautiful. The entire film.
De Palma, right?
Yeah. And
that's one of his better ones.
It's a great film, and I say it's much better than Scarface for sure.
Yeah,
but it's got Viggo's in it, and he plays this like this rat. He's got a wire, and his accent.
I gotta see that again.
It's what did he say? I can't fucking walk. He's paralyzed. He comes in a fucking wheelchair. He's like, I can't fucking walk. I can't hump. I fucking wear diapers, man. I shit my pants, man.
And he's supposed to be what, Puerto Rican or something?
I think so. Because he's wearing a wire, and he's like, "Fucking kill me, you cocksucker!" And you got to check that out, man. And
I gotta watch that again. I live in like a very. I live in like this a very Puerto Rican neighborhood. It used to be, and now it's like it's more people like me are moving in, I guess, every day. And are
you in the same spot? Neighbors. Same spot that you were?
Yeah, in Brooklyn.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
And one of my downstairs neighbor, he's like, I don't know if he's a boxer and he trains boxers. Yeah. And he's a tough motherfucker. He's a short guy, but he could fucking kill you with his bare hands. And he's just like this old school, like he's probably in his late 40s or something. But his mom lives here, and so he lives with her. And he's like this tough motherfucker. And he tells me about the neighborhood back in the day, and it's some crazy stories about how dangerous it was.
Yeah.
Like him and other kids running around on the rooftops, like fucking starting fights and I don't know, all sorts of nuts.
Yeah, that's
shit.
Crazy. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out that Carlito's Way. And Freaks and Geeks too. If you haven't seen Carlito's Way, but you've seen Scarface, do yourself a favor. Get some organic corn and put it on the stove. Make some popcorn.
And some CBD oil.
And some CBD oil from Greenbelt Botanicals.
There you go.
Also insert your official Doctor's Orders podcast 15% off code of Foot Doctor 15, which I'll tell you a little bit later on, and you heard in the intro. But yeah,
is it Doctor DOCTOR or DR?
It's DR. It's the what is that, hyphenated, right? DR. It's not. That's not hyphenated.
Abbreviated.
Abbreviated. Yeah.
So it's THEFOOTDR
TH. No, we spell the with the A in the South.
THA. Oh fuck. Well, that's easy to to tell.
Yeah, but in the promo code, it's just all caps FOOTDR15.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's got to be hard to explain over radio,
Nah, it's
like
letters and numbers.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all. That's it. And they know me. They get down with me. The freaks and geeksy audience. Let's see. Oh, I know we're bouncing. Jeez, because you're
cool. I'd rather ramble, man. That's what
for
I'm.
Sure.
I'd rather
Good.
Yeah, it's cool. How's that mic working out for you, by the way? The SM7. That's cool, right?
It's beautiful. Yeah. What are you working on? Because that's one of my questions, bud. Before you say ooh, and before you go on, my question is, I asked for an audio production / plug of the studio. You already did that, but
I'll plug the studio all day
for sure. And when we wrap down or whenever you want to plug that studio, but this is. If we do a segment, because in all honesty, you're one of the 10 beginning individuals that I'm having here, and for my 10 individuals, I would go to
thank you for having me. I didn't say that to begin with.
Buddy, thank you for being here. No, because you got the kid. You're way over there on the eastern point of the country, doing a lot of big things. You're in a hotbed, but. If you want, back to my thing. My first 10 individuals is I would take y'all to war for sure. Take y'all with me to war for sure. You remember that?
You ever think about that sometimes? You ever think about that? I think a lot.
Who I would assemble?
No, just like what it would be like to actually fight in a war. Like,
buddy, you need to listen to my last podcast.
That must be thrilling. Yeah.
Episode 2, that individual served, and episode 3, he served. Shout out to you, Cass. Army Space.
What the fuck is that?
Exactly. Go freaks and geeks.
Space soldier.
I don't want to give anything away. Just
I'll check it out.
Army Space. A lot of space research and some Kubrick like stuff, if I may.
Did he see combat?
I didn't ask him. I don't know, but he saw some shit. I'll tell you that much.
Well, that's what it means, right? He saw shit.
I don't know if he saw combat like Pyle and what the
well, he didn't see combat. He fucking blew his brains out over a toilet.
Yeah, he saw something though.
Yeah. He saw a bar of soap.
For sure. But my again, I'm honored. I preface this. I'm honored that you're in my top 10 because
I'm honored.
I'm honored to fucking have met you as a collegiate and a stupid collegiate.
Yeah, man,
individual,
that was very cool.
Yeah, that's crazy, and I'm glad we've taken this on, and I'm glad I picked up Austin Islam from you as well. Shout out Austin.
Yes.
Austin, Bubba, I want to have you on this as well. He's a character.
Have you had him on here?
No, I have not. I do want to.
Man, he's aware of it. Great.
He's aware of it. Did you get his sticker pack?
I think so. I got some of them from him. I got the Brexit one, which is great.
Yeah, that one was great. I got that was the pack. I got this one, and I made this. That was in that pack, the same pack.
Yeah, it's on the studio. It's right outside the studio.
Yeah,
Epstein didn't kill himself. Oh man, that's great.
But this is from his little thing. So Austin, shout out to you, bud.
That's cool, man. I gotta hit him up.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's in Philly or Chicago. I think he's in Philly.
Is he doing okay? I know last time I saw him, he was a little iffy.
Man, I think Austin's beautiful because Austin does Austin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
I think he's always gonna fucking punch out for what he believes in.
As long as he doesn't punch out, you know.
No, not like that. He's gonna combat what he believes in, and I think he's always gonna be all right in the long run. But hell yeah. But there's always individuals pulling for that guy. He's a bad
He's
man,
a trooper.
For sure. Very open-minded. He's got a lot of things going on.
Yeah, and he's a beautiful writer. He's got some great stuff.
Just a creator, a beautiful creator. That guy, he can do some stuff. But I can't wait to have him. He does have a spot in the top 20 because it does need to be filled.
Wow. Yeah, he and I have some fucking stories back in college. We one time went to CVS or something and stole a bunch of those like those nasal inhalers that have they have like levomethamphetamine in them. Mm-hmm. And so we thought like, oh, we're gonna be like a beat poet or something and put them in our coffee and drink them, and it was basically it was all menthol.
Oh, geez.
And you get like a speedy buzz for about an hour and crashed down immediately. Man. It was horrible. We felt like garbage.
Speaking of like drug usage, do you remember going to see God damn, what was his name? Excuse me, I know his name. I just talked about it earlier. From Black Flag. Hold on. Hold on. God damn.
I know you're talking
I'm
about
sorry,
guy,
Freaks and Geeks.
Were you there at the commencement speech or whatever he did at UNT?
You had the ticket in the hot spot, and I was my wife and I were up in the balcony section. I saw you. Yeah. I remember you
really?
did that. Yeah.
Oh, Henry Rollins. Yeah.
There we go. My apologies.
That's right. Freaks and
Geeks, my apologies. Okay.
Yeah, he was a cool dude. He was a good speaker. Yeah.
And you threw me.
He's like on the straight edge shit. And
we weren't on the straight edge shit at that time. You threw me something. You threw me a little thing. I forgot what it was. Do you remember what it was? It was a pill.
No.
It was a pill. And it was for the dang.
Oh fuck! It's been so many years.
What's the one for the recovering individuals that like the little the heron?
Oh, Suboxone.
That
whatever?
One.
Austin and I used to fuck around with that occasionally. Oh, God, it was like methadone.
Oh Christ.
Yeah, that did not leave you feeling good.
No, it felt drunk. You felt drunk.
I remember Austin puking his guts up.
Oh, man.
That was horrible.
Yeah, Suboxone, yeah. He threw me one of those for that. And I think you put one back as well for Henry
Probably.
Rollins.
Yeah, probably.
And, I think you were solo as well because I hit you up and I was like, yo, bud, where you at?
Yeah, I remember
like, I'm
that.
Up here.
I went. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I went and I was like 4 rows away from Henry Rollins or something. That was very close.
Because you told me, you were like, dude, you need to get a ticket for that. And I was like, fuck it. I'll go. And it's like,
that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it was not bad. I dig it. They did a lot of stuff. I think, I want to say.
I mean, I know that like Harvard probably had Colin Powell or somebody. So we had Henry Rollins.
I think the Bob's Burgers guy went there. Maybe. I might be wrong on that. I might be wrong on that. But I think.
Oh, really?
There was
guy
some.
Who plays Archer?
Yeah. I could be wrong. But they did some big guys there for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was interesting.
No, what was it called? The Murchison Performing
Arts
Center.
That I feel like that whole college experience was like such a joke in a weird way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I say that, but like, I mean, I like the people I met there, like you and Austin and all sorts of people. It was great. Like we had a great time, and I feel like I learned a lot and had a lot of great social experiences. But I feel like as an education, like,
yeah,
I feel like I didn't get anything out of that school. I wouldn't have learned in like 2 years as an intern somewhere.
Yeah, I hear you. But you got that brain of yours though, but you got a solid little cranium there.
Yeah, what am I going to do with it?
You're doing a lot. You're doing a lot with it. For sure.
Well, doing my job is so easy. I mean,
but you've trained the mind to do that.
Yeah. I mean, but anybody can do what I do. That's the thing. Yeah. To be an engineer, a recording engineer, it's no hard feat. It's
trial and error though, for sure. And you've done a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, I guess so. A little bit. Yeah. And you learn like,
you've made a lot of mistakes and you've fucked up a lot, but you've also, taken those fuck ups and said, hey, this is when I don't fuck up.
You pick up what sounds good. And like nowadays, like the name of the game is like, is it editable?
Yeah.
And you might make like, I would love to make a record where I put all the band in one room and just record them. And like the sound we get is the sound we get and it's printed to 2-track tape or something.
Yeah.
But the name of the game now is like, you just get really good tracks, individual tracks, and you mix them and like, and you want it editable to where like, if the bass player hit a fuck up, like he can go in and punch it or you can copy and paste it from somewhere else. And that's the name of the game now. It's like you can make it to where you can mix in your house and anybody can mix an album now in their home. And so, the studio is just for getting really solid, good tracks down.
And the vibe and the ambiance.
Yeah, I mean, having a real live performance makes a big difference, especially in jazz. I mean, you couldn't do that.
I will tell you, the only I've been in the studio, and I hate to use this because she's being whored out like Marilyn Monroe. Selena Quintanilla. I went to her museum, and her studio was in there.
Wow.
In Corpus Christi.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because she's having a Netflix show, and I'm like, come on.
Oh
dog.
really?
Y'all don't get the hits though. She's got some disco shit that she's did in English. Oh shit! Break
Really?
out that fucking crack rock. Break
Really?
that shit out.
All
Break
I
out-
remember was like she was really big because she got killed or whatever.
Yeah,
But, like,
yeah. Nah, but she did.
She was actually good.
There's a lot there's the traditional stuff, but if you step outside the box when she hit the English and she was like, because she was originally not proficient in Spanish. And
Really?
yeah, she wasn't.
Oh, I thought she was a Spanish speaker.
Nah. Her first language was English, and then she
Really?
learned it because I believe, and this is just going off the film that the family owned a restaurant, and they were like, well, there's a fucking stage there, so the brother, the sister, the Jackson Five essentially get on stage and fucking put some shit together.
Oh wow!
And then it just blew up from there. I think she did the last performance at the Astrodome, but
wow.
Before she was taken.
That's nuts that a fan fucking shot her. That's crazy.
Not even a fan, bud.
It was the president of her fan club.
Yeah. So that's even a little deeper because
that's crazy.
That's the representative of your fan base,
right?
Wouldn't you say?
Well, what's his name? John Lennon got shot by a fan, I guess.
Yeah, but that guy was just reading books. That guy was just reading.
Fuck, like a nerd reading books.
Yeah, fucking guy.
Well, I was reading about Hinckley too, who shot Reagan.
Yeah,
because he was in love with Jodie Foster.
Yeah,
that was amazing. Because he watched Taxi Driver. He's whacking off to a 12-year-old taxi driver.
That's crazy.
So he shot the president. It's insane. Like who? Oh man, you gotta admire. He did say one thing that I thought was amazing. When he got arrested, he said that this was the boldest act of love anybody's ever done, and I'm like, that's actually kind of amazing. Like that's kind of beautiful in a weird, fucked up way.
Yeah.
Oh, are you familiar with the Silver Jews? By the way,
no.
The band. The guy who's in the band, who's the lead singer, is David Berman, who's a brilliant writer. If you listen to his song lyrics, he's like one of the most brilliant the lyricists. I would say after Dylan, he's like
David Berman,
B-E-R-M-A-N.
Berman, okay.
Yeah. Let me text you his name. But he is such a good lyricist, and he can be funny and sarcastic and just biting and witty. And he basically had this band, the Silver Jews, and he did another band. He like took a hiatus. He said the band's broken up in like 2008, 2009. And he put out an album in 2018, like a comeback album. And he said, we're going to have a tour and everything. And I thought, holy shit, I never got to see the Silver Jews. I'm going to see this guy live. So I bought a ticket to the very first show he was going to do on the tour. And it was in Jersey City, right across the water from me. And, I heard he was staying here in Brooklyn. He was living in Park Slope or whatever. And it's the day before the show, or maybe 2 days before the show. I go online and I look up David Berman, and I see he fucking hung himself.
Oh,
I mean, he put out this great album.
Yeah.
And he's going to have a show, and all these people bought fucking tickets and everything, including me. And the guy hangs himself like 2 days before this gigantic tour. And so I called the box office and he
couldn't have waited. He couldn't have waited.
I know, couldn't have waited like 3 days. Jesus fucking Christ. The inconsiderate behavior. I know. And so I imagine, swinging in the rafters of his townhouse or whatever in Park Slope. And so I call up the box office, and I call him and I say, hey, they didn't know yet, I guess. So I call him up and I call him up and I say, hey, the Purple Mountains show for Saturday, I'm going to need well, I said I'm going to need a refund for that.
Why? It's on.
And they go,
what's going on?
Yeah, she said, well, what's the reason that you need a refund? Like incredulous, because like ticket sellers they'll fucking sell you their grandmother. You're not getting a fucking refund for anything. And so they said, well, what's the reason you need a refund? And I said, well, the lead singer fucking killed himself.
No.
And on the phone, you could hear her like, she said, give me your name and number. I'm going to need to call you back.
Oh,
and
man.
She hung up and they ended up calling me back and they said, I guess they Googled it or some shit. And so they refunded. They had to refund everybody's tickets. It was pretty funny.
Oh, my goodness.
As horrible as it was, I mean, the guy was brilliant, but he was, every song he's ever written is about depression. And
you broke the news.
I broke the news to the ticket seller. To the
venue.
Yeah, it was like, you guys haven't been Googling.
Duff,
lately,
that's one of the hottest fucking, like,
Yeah, it was wild, man. It
Oh
was
no,
like,
no, no! The fact that you just dropped that for the freaks and geeks out there—that's
oh really?
these motherfuckers didn't know. I mean, the freaks
Oh
and geeks,
yeah,
I love you, but I didn't know. And the fact
yeah.
that that's holy shit,
No,
that's crazy, bud.
it was a shame. The guy was brilliant, but he's been depressed for years and years and years, it seems.
But the fact that you broke the
Oh
news,
yeah, I broke the news first.
God damn, you didn't even have no press pass or
Well,
no
I
app.
read on Google, you know. I
Yeah,
mean, I didn't do anything to
anybody could have
Google
done
it.
that. Anybody.
Yeah, but nobody, I guess, had called to get their money back. Nobody was thinking about the $22 or whatever, like I was.
Jeez, that's
But
crazy.
yeah, it's if you give him a listen, though, he's worth it.
I'll check it out.
He's one of the best.
I'll check it out. You see this
Yeah.
Herbie Hancock poster right here?
I do. I've been staring at that. It's really cool.
Yeah,
I like that. And what's the one to your behind it or to the left? I guess. Yeah, yeah. Is that Santana?
Yeah, it's Carlos.
Oh,
They
nice.
played in the same venue. These are both in the
Oh,
same
no
venue.
way. Herbie
Yeah.
Hancock and Santana?
Yeah, or not at the same time, but the same venue.
Oh, same venue. Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who else
Santana's one bad motherfucker.
bad man. There's our boy over there. Little
Wow.
Dylan right here.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great one, too. That's like when he was in his 50s or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one right here, but it's from 1979. This is Albert King Antone's December 14th and 15th live.
Oh,
2 nights
cool.
only. 2 nights only.
Oh, shit. That's nice.
Then we got a little Lemmy
You got
pop
some
up.
really great pictures up there.
I wish we had you in here, man. I mean, I'm glad you can see it on this level, but
Yeah. Well, my walls look barren. This has become a baby
oh
room
man,
now.
that's okay. That's for the child.
Well, this was my studio. I mean, all the stuff behind the computer is all work stuff, but everything else is, baby shit
I
now.
hear you. And this shirt right here is autographed by a lot of comedians right here.
Oh, really?
It's autographed by Rogan. It's autographed by
Wow.
Joey Coco Diaz. It's autographed by shout out to you again, Tony Hinchcliffe.
Who's that a picture of?
Elvis with the cigar.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Michael Rappaport.
Michael Rappaport. Wow.
Yeah, he signed it. His other buddy?
I like Michael Rappaport. Do you ever
he's
see him
good.
in Justified?
Justified.
You ever see that show, Justified?
Was that a country? Was that like a western?
Yeah, it was like set in Kentucky, and it's about like a U.S. Marshal. It was very funny.
Do you know he was in the pilot of the Chappelle Show?
Michael Rappaport?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Poppycock is something like Kinko's,
Right.
and he was the guy.
That's right. God,
He
that
was
so
also
long
in
ago. That's crazy.
Next Friday. He was also Next Friday.
Really? I don't remember that.
Mailman. He was the mailman.
Oh, wow. It's amazing to think Chappelle's show was like getting close to 20 years old.
Yeah. That's outrageous, man. That is
amazing.
outrageous. But I didn't get to ask you this.
Yeah.
So this is going to be if you decide to be a reoccurring guest, and I can definitely make that happen.
That'd be great, man. I'd love to.
This is going to be called Duff's Go-To Gear. Music gear, recording gear. That could be guitars, that could be amps, that could be mics, that could be pedals, that could be headphones, that could be interfaces, that could be anything. What is one thing that what's your go-to thing out of that? What is that like fuck, I need this. You have to have it. You have to utilize it. You already have it now, and that's your,
I guess, an audio interface,
and is that the Scarletti or what?
I would say, like, if you're a basement producer or whatever, or, home brewer for any kind of music, yeah, you need a good interface. And the Scarlett is amazing. I hear good things about UA, but I've always used Focusrite, and they're fantastic.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, they're so good. I would say you need a good interface and good monitors.
Yeah.
And then without that, you got nothing.
I hear you.
You heard it. And don't buy KRKs or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Those rockets that people were getting for a long time.
Yeah.
Ugh,
yeah.
Awful. They're so bassy and
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, y'all heard it here, Freaks and Geeks. If you want to start something up, if you have a fucking dream, get those following things. Because I am using that 2i2, and it's a beast. It is a beast. It does everything. It follows all directions. It doesn't fuck up, and it's quite simple. Would you say that?
I would. I'd say it's extraordinarily simple.
And it doesn't break the bank. You You could go out and get whatever the fuck you wanted to eat and drink and fill up the fucking gas tank.
Yeah.
After you purchased it, and then go
It's got
home
clean
and get creative.
preamps, and maybe you'll get Focusrite as a sponsor. That'd be
I
wonderful.
would hope so, man. If you know, I don't know if you know anybody that's sponsored by Focusrite, but
I know Focusrite people.
But if you know some individuals, but I'm already trying to do like, I mean,
I'll maybe hit somebody up.
we got 20 planned, but with the sponsor, I'm trying to go 150, 999, whatever it turns into, you know.
By the way, I'm looking at my audio recording here, and it looks like it's weird. It stopped after 4.3 gigabytes of file size. I don't know why, and now hopefully it didn't cut out.
Well, I have a hour and 40 minutes, and I unfortunately, like an idiot.
You have an hour 40? I think it cut it. Mine says 1 hour 2 minutes and 9 seconds. And I think it stopped after that.
I might just pull. I know I pulled it late. Well, I think I can pull and cut because I got the hour 40 on the audio. You're talking about that.
The audio recording
QuickTime?
I'm making. It looks like it stopped after an hour and 2. I must have it at like a high file rate.
I think that's okay because I can. It's something like an idiot, like me, Freaks and Geeks. I'm sorry, but like you started yours, and then I didn't start mine until a good quality second later. But then I also slipped up. I also slipped up, and I didn't start the recording on the Zoom till
I saw that. Yeah, I saw the red light.
You saw? So, but like what I'm trying to do is, I guess we're gonna teeter off the.
You can put something together.
Your first one when yours. Take all of that. When it stops, stop mine. I'll stop talking because that's the.
I'll send you everything though. I'll send you everything
for sure,
I got.
For sure. I think we're definitely gonna mash something together. You still got some time, or what's that? Is that my? My cue?
I should probably actually get going.
Yeah, right here.
I got a baby to feed. It's 9 o'clock coming up, and
man.
You're gonna hear screaming in the background.
Oh, shit. Yeah. What? If you don't mind,
like the devil. Like when you hear a fucking baby scream, like I know you hear babies scream, in stores and wherever, airplanes, and you think like, God damn, that's annoying. But when it's your own kid, like there's something primal in the back of your brain that you recognize it. It's like it'd be like hearing your own self crying in pain. Like it
get it together. Get it together.
I've never hustled so fucking hard in my life as to heat up a bottle of formula. And I was like, oh, let me get the breast milk out of the fridge. Let me just put it in the microwave, like in some hot water, heat up some water in the microwave and get it warm. Yeah. And it literally takes maybe 4 minutes. Yeah. And the whole time
she doesn't care. She does not care about that.
Yeah, and you're like, please, it will be ready soon. Just stop.
We got it. It's coming out. It's coming out. No.
And it's tough. And so by the time it's over, I'm like, just shove this in your mouth and drink.
Gotta do tricks or something, man.
Oh, it's bad. I know. It really gets brutal.
Rabbits out of hats or something.
Right.
Like that. Hey, well,
yeah, man, it was great seeing you.
Hell yeah, man! I appreciate you for everything you've ever done.
Let's do this again sometime. That's really
Let's
fun.
do it. You'll be recurring. So, Freaks and Geeks, cool. That's Duff Harris again. Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
All the way from
Foot Doctor.
Thank you very much, sir. All the way from some an unknown location underground out in Brooklyn. You're not gonna find it. Tell the wife I said hello.
I will. Yeah, likewise.
Well, I will do. Yeah. And your child. I wish.
Yeah, I'll just send you a picture.
I think you're. I think.
Very cute.
Yeah, for sure. I think you have for sure. No. You're beautiful, bud. The family.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you think like, oh, this child's very cute, and then you're like, maybe everybody thinks their child's cute. You see fucking ugly babies all the time.
Yeah. She look. I hope she doesn't look like Lyndon Johnson. That's for sure.
No, she looks like Don Rickles though a little bit.
Oh, all right, man. Well, I think you should go on a high note. We should go out on a high note, like Don Rickles would. Absolutely. And you have a good evening. And again, I appreciate everything you've ever done and doing this.
Likewise, man.
And we will link up again.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, hit me up. I'm free anytime.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Take
Appreciate it, man. You too.
Bye.
Bye. Well, Freaks and Geeks, that was a lot. I hope it definitely works out. And I know I'm going to have to plug and play, but that was my first Zoom recording. I just went at it and attempted it. So I think you, if you're listening, should also just go at it and attempt whatever you face. You can catch this podcast on multiple platforms now. So I can't even plug all of them. There's at least 7 platforms out there on the podcast feed that you can catch the Doctor's Orders podcast with the 512 Foot Doctor. Freaks and Geeks, I appreciate you very much. Greenbelt Botanicals, I appreciate you to the highest extent. And I can't wait to continue working with you and get ready to crack that candy corn open that we're going to do in October. So that was a teaser. This is it. We appreciate you, Freaks and Geeks. Greenbelt Botanicals, we appreciate you. And Duff Harris, we appreciate you, buddy, and the family. Until next time, Freaks and Geeks, we'll see you on the next one. Don't be late.